And he put us up in a hotel for 2 nights. Wow. It was, talk about emotional
It would have only
wellness.
been one night, but there is a storm that's come through.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are they doing? Hi.
You know, doing a frequent vlog is a challenge when you're not at home, when you're traveling, when you're in a different situation frequently, busy. Wow. You know, I do want to say one thing.
I want to say one thing too.
I want to say a couple of things.
Okay.
The first thing that I want to say, yesterday in the evening, I started feeling like I had a cold coming on. It was starting with my ears.
And I had one with my throat.
Yeah, and I could, you know, it was just like that head thing. And, you know, we've been eating okay, but not as good as we'd like to. I mean, that's the challenge, right? You do the best you can when you're traveling. So we had a good supper. It was a good supper, good healthy food. And we bought some, what all did we get?
Vitamin C, some zinc, some Zicam, and
oregano,
oil of oregano.
Which we haven't used yet.
Which we didn't use yet. Because if you've never used oil of oregano, it's like an antibiotic. It's not just an oregano pill. It's a very expensive oil of oregano, and we use it in place of an antibiotic.
But the way we felt was if we couldn't knock it down with these other things, we were going to need the oil of oregano. So this morning I woke up feeling better.
I felt
and during
much
the day
better.
it felt better and better. So
we've just been taking the vitamin C and the Zicam, and
so, you know, we can chalk it up to, hey, we got lucky, or we can say, you know, what we've been practicing and learning, and it's worked every time. We have not failed when we've been eating right and then used this regimen of applying those. We've been able to
except when I had the real flu last year.
Real flu, yeah,
Yeah, that was nasty. You can see that on a video, by the way.
What we've learned is by eating healthy and doing a fairly decent job of doing that and taking the right kinds of real medications, not something that
masks it.
Yeah, masks it over or whatever. We've not been sick.
No.
It's been minor, with the one exception.
So we had a wonderful experience because our son, who got married, and we took care of his daughters while they were on their honeymoon, came home yesterday, and we says, we've changed the sheets in your bedroom, you know, we'll sleep downstairs. We were supposed to go home today, and that was going to snow, so we thought, well, all right, we'll spend another night. And he wanted to reward us. He goes, it's not because I want my house back, and it wasn't. And he put us up in a hotel for 2 nights. Wow. It was, talk about emotional
It would have only
wellness.
been one night, but there is a storm that's come through, and we really didn't want to try crossing a couple of passes during a snowstorm, knowing that the day after it's not going to be there.
He realized the necessity of having a couple of days off before we hit the next group of kids to take care of them. And
grandkids are great.
And Jim has been studying a little bit. Can you give him any highlights of what you've been doing?
I can.
On his physical fitness stuff.
And the specialty that I'm doing is exercising for seniors. And they're starting off talking about aging a lot, which
we don't like to talk about aging.
They attempt to define that. What I've read part of the book that I need to read, like 4 or 5 chapters of it so far. And the point that is made over and over in different ways is that there are a lot of, they don't call them theories, but they don't have them fully proved. So to me, they're theories, but where there are essentially opinions based on some observations that as we get older, we diminish, things decrease and so forth. But they do say that, you know, it's not totally verified, there could be other factors, but without exception, what people agree on is that if you're eating right and exercising appropriately, you can overcome the majority of the issues. You can make them, you can stay healthier longer. That's now, okay, this is a
surprise.
This is a book about exercising, so you would think that that's what they'd be talking about. But when they cite statements and research, this one's not refuted. Everybody agrees with that, but there is not an across-the-board agreement on the fact that we all will age regardless of what we do. So the point that I'm making is eat right, reduce your stress, and exercise. You're going to make improvements in your health. That's the reality. That's where they're coming to. Now, I'm going to get, this is the background I'm looking at. As I go further in it, I'm going to get into more specifics about how to assess your current state of health, physical.
I'm going to be his guinea pig.
Yes. And from that, be able to determine the most appropriate course of exercise action to the exercise programming that a person should have. I'm excited for that. I've had that in general. This is going to be more focused on a lot of the issues that happen to people as we get older. I don't want to say age. What happens is we don't eat as well for various reasons. We're not as active, and the problems start to show up as a result of that.
And you know, one thing I think really is a problem is that people believe that it has to happen, and so they just take it all in stride.
Yeah,
and
I got this thing going on down here.
I'm fighting against it, and so I'm not going to allow it to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to allow. It doesn't mean I'm not ever going to get sick. It doesn't mean I'm not going to deteriorate, but I'm going to go down with a fight.
Well, all of us are going to, we're all going to die eventually, period, of something. Something's going to catch up with us. But we can do a lot to make what we do have better.
Yep. So, in the morning, bright and early, we're going to cross those Rockies and go into Utah.